It's still impressive. It's still unbelievable. I don't know if Garrett Cole would have numbers this good this early on in the season. I don't remember Garrett Cole with the Yankees starting off a year this good.
You are Locked On Yankees, your daily New York Yankees podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Yankees, which is part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thank you for making us your first listen every day. I'm Stacey Gotsoulias. This episode is brought to you by Monarch Money. Take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. With me, as usual, my co-host, Brian McKeon. Brian, we're halfway through the week.
Yeah, nice day to get their 40th win of the season.
Yeah, it looked really nice out in Kansas City. On Tuesday in New York, it was very rainy and stormy, and I was jealous of Kansas City when I was.
You don't say that too often in New York, that you're jealous of Kansas City's weather, but today you are.
Yeah, not the weather, but the barbecue. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Before we get started, don't forget, subscribe to Locked On Yankees on whichever podcasting platform you prefer. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube, like our videos, hit the bell so you're notified whenever our videos go live. And we have a new TikTok page. If you're there, follow us if you can at LockedOn_Yankees. On today's show, we'll let you know some news from around the league. We'll also preview the pitching matchups for Game 2 of the series between the Yankees and the Royals. Giancarlo Stanton played in Somerset on Tuesday night. We'll tell you how he did. But first, Max Dorian Fried, the stopper of the Yankees.
He's unbelievable, right? And he didn't have his best stuff in this game by any means, but 7 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned, no walks, 4 Ks. It's just an elite start out of Max Fried. He's consistent with it now. It's, he's just their ace. He's their stopgap. He's their ace. He got a lot of money, and he was certainly been a great pitcher throughout his career so far, but he's been better than they could have ever imagined.
Yeah, the thing that impressed me was how he had a bit of a rough 6th inning. The home run to India, some guys get on base, and you're thinking, okay, either Boone's going to take him out or you're not going to see him in the 7th inning. And then he comes out in the 7th at 1, 2, 3, and he's fine. So I enjoy watching him pitch. He's really... I knew he was a good pitcher. I'd seen him pitch with the Braves, but he has been above and beyond anything that I expected.
I mean, dare I say, Garrett Cole, when he pitches, it's a lot more dominant to watch. When you watch Garrett Cole, it feels like you're watching one of the top 20 pitchers in the history of the game, or top 10 potentially. It feels like you're watching just because it's overpowering. Its location, it's when he's lost, he could just throw it. He could just say screw it and throw it 102 miles an hour past you. He's like that level of dominance. It's a different level of dominance to Max Fried. It's all about location and deception and setting you up for pitches. It's a very different thing, but it's still impressive. It's still unbelievable. I don't know if Garrett Cole would have numbers this good this early on in the season. I don't remember Garrett Cole with the Yankees starting off a year this good ever, where he was this deep into the season and still had an ERA below 2.
Right. I mean, his Cy Young year was really good, but not this good. But Garrett Cole is also the guy who, if the Yankees had a loss before he pitched, he usually stopped that streak. If there was a streak going into his start, he usually was the stopper.
I'm not taking anything away from Garrett Cole by saying that. I'm just saying that the only Garrett Cole year that's comparable to this is the Houston year where he should have won the Cy Young, where he had like 300 strikeouts and had like a 1.9 ERA, which is one of the most absurd years ever. And he won the Cy Young is nuts too. And Fried might not win the Cy Young either because of the amount of guys in the AL with low ERAs. But besides the point, it's incredible how good he's been. I can't remember a Yankee pitcher being signed that started off this good too.
Yeah, because it's not easy coming over to the Yankees with a contract like that. Usually guys have a bit of a rough start and
ton of pressure.
Max Fried's just been cool like the other side of the pillow for the entire season.
You know who also doesn't seem to feel pressure or struggle under pressure or live with the pressure of a big contract? Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Because his numbers are legitimately video game numbers. He's still hitting nearly 400 in the month of June, which is absurd. The home run, were you watching it live?
Yeah. If that back wall wasn't there where it says Hall of Fame, that ball would have left the stadium. Yeah.
Would have left the stadium.
Yeah.
It was absurd. The only one there's two that come to mind that are further than this one. There's the one in Yankee Stadium that was completely up the left field bleachers. Like it hit
the 495 one against the Orioles.
It hit the retired numbers wall back there. I mean, that one was crazy. And the one that he hit in Seattle a few years ago.
Oh, yeah, that broke
off the breaking ball that he, I mean, legitimately hit almost out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
Those are the only two that I can actually remember that were this insane off the bat looking. I mean, this ball just went so far. What's the official number on how far that ball went?
It says 469.
I don't even believe that. That ball had to have been over 500 feet.
Yeah, it was pretty far. So that was his 339th career home run. That ties him with Dave Parker, Boog Powell, and Tino Martinez for 111th all time. It was also his 799th career run scored, which tied him with Robinson Cano for 22nd in franchise history. But
33 years old, gut feeling right now to get to 500 home runs.
Oh, let's see, 339.
It's 161 homers.
Oh, yeah. If he's playing till he's almost like if they start to like DH him and not play him in the field and save his body and he's still hitting relatively well.
But is he going to hit 50 home runs a year? Like, you know what I mean? That's going to die off at some point, you'd think.
Well, for the next like two, he's going to hit at least like you got to think he's going to
He's on pace right now for 66.
Right.
This year.
You know, I
conservatively, he's got to hit 55 though.
Barring any disasters, he should hit over 50 this season and possibly 45, 50 next season if things go well. I mean, you never know.
So crazy to say that like in a bad year or a low expectation year.
Yeah.
Like it's just because no one's ever done that in the history of the game, but it feels that way. They were making a point. I heard a point on our radio program earlier today. Could you imagine if they basically told Aaron Judge, you don't need to hit all the home runs in the world, just focus on hitting, like they did with Derek Jeter back in the day? Would Aaron Judge hit 410?
Yeah.
It's nuts to think about. It really is.
So I while I was impressed with Judge and I was impressed with Austin Wells because he had a big night. He had the home run, the 3-run home run that made it 5-1. He had the 2-run double in the 6th where they scored 5 runs. Was anyone else as impressed with DJ LeMahieu and Jason Dominguez as I was? Because it always seemed like those two were on base, whether it was walking, which LeMahieu had 2 of them, or hitting. Dominguez was 3 for 5, and LeMahieu had 2 hits, including
even
the double.
Accidental. It's like Dominguez couldn't help get on base with the ball to right field where that ball just dropped.
Oh, it just dropped, right?
Yeah, like so he couldn't even help getting on base.
Yeah, just crazy numbers. Here's a crazy number for you. I found this very interesting because someone was joking about, they put up a stat about Austin Wells and the Royals, but this is an interesting stat. This is from Katie Sharp, stats guru. Wells has 5 home runs in 62 at-bats against left-handed pitching this season. Entering 2025, he had 0 home runs off lefty pitchers in 72 career at-bats leading into the season.
It's improvement, and I think people were kind of expecting a more drastic improvement out of him going into this year, but he's still been consistent and a really, really good hitting player, and you kind of need that. Yeah. I think like we had this question was brought up to us on Fan Mail Friday, if whether or not they would be willing to move on from Austin Wells, or is he one of the extension candidate guys? And I said, like, no, I think he's one of the guys that needs to be an extension candidate because you don't find catchers like this around baseball.
No.
They don't exist.
No. Unless you're Cal Raleigh.
Literally, yeah.
Other big numbers. Cody Bellinger, in that 6th inning where they scored 5 runs, the Wells 2-run double, Grisham RBI single, Judge RBI single, Bellinger RBI single, reached 1,000 career hits in this game. Mm-hmm. That's impressive. And 5+ run innings for the Yankees. In 2025, they've done it 16 times in 65 games. In 2024, they did it 15 times in 162 games.
And that was with Juan Soto in a lineup. So they have not missed a beat without Juan Soto. They really have not.
As you said, they're 40 and 25. They're 4.5 up on the Blue Jays, who are in 2nd place. And a few more numbers before we go into segment 2. Max Fried, following a Yankees loss, 8 starts, 0.83 ERA, 48 strikeouts, 54 innings. He's now 9-1 with a 1.84 ERA in 14 starts.
He should be starting for the American League of the All-Star game.
I would agree with that. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button on our videos, hit the notification so you know when our videos go up. You can also join the Locked On Yankees Insiders Club. The link is in the description. You get text from us. You can text us questions, comments, reactions to trades and signings. We send out the lineups during the season, roster moves, any rehab performances, which I sent out to the insiders on Tuesday about Stanton, and breaking news so you don't have to check social media. There's a 14-day free trial. Speaking of Giancarlo Stanton, coming up, he's on his way back. He played in Somerset on Tuesday. We're going to tell you how he did next.
You ever check your bank account and wonder where'd all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's very easy to lose track. And that's where Monarch Money comes in. It's your personal CFO that gives you full visibility and control over all of your finances. And Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending all available in one place. So you just stop managing your money and start building your wealth. And when I started using Monarch, I realized just how much I was spending on food delivery. And now I budget smarter and I save even more. And instead of juggling multiple apps, you can use Monarch to check your finances, track your spending, and even plan for those long-term goals. And managing money with your partner is even smoother than ever. You can track your shared and personal accounts, set goals, and stay on the same page without all that unneeded stress. So take control of your finances in Monarch Money. Use code ONEWORD-LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year.
So we have a new way for you to leave questions for Fan Mail Friday on YouTube. If you go to our page, click on posts, and scroll down just a teeny bit, and you'll see where I left the post telling you Thursday, 5 p.m. is the deadline for you to leave your questions. You guys did a great job last week. We had 8 of them, and I believe we answered all 8 of them, right? So, yeah, good job.
Keep it up. Appreciate it. So Giancarlo Stanton played in one of those major league players that plays in a minor league game and the park gets filled because he's playing in a minor league game kind of games. Played in Somerset, a city that I really like, right across the street from a Target. So really fun stadium, really fun atmosphere to go play for the Somerset Patriots. He had a pretty decent game. Now, I do want to preface before we get into what he specifically did, Stacey. This is not one of those let him play 5 games and see where he's at kind of things. This is not one of those let's see what he can do. That's not it at all. They are letting him get back into the rhythm of things with Somerset. You got to remember, he didn't have a spring training at all. He's had no baseball activity, no anything. This is going to be a long grow back to the major league level. He will not be back in a week, I doubt. I think it's going to take a while, and he's going to take his time at Somerset before he actually joins the major league club.
Yeah, and Somerset's home, obviously, I can't remember where everyone else is playing. But Jazz was with Somerset too, so now Stanton's with them.
I also think there's a motivation for Somerset too because it's closer to New York, a lot closer to New York City as opposed to Scranton. If you put him in Scranton, he has to get a hotel out there, and it's a lot more complicated because Scranton's not exactly this big metropolis of a city that they play in. Right. Scranton, he could drive back to his apartment in Manhattan if he really wants to.
So he got a ground out his first at bat, a walk in his second at bat, a 2-run single, which was 111.4 off the bat. And then he had another RBI single, which was really funny because I was keeping track of someone's account who keeps track of minor league games. And when it said RBI single, I said, wait, another one? He said, yes, another one. Because I was like, oh, right. Because the other one was 2 runs driven in. This was 1. So he was 2 for 3 with a walk. They took him out after the 4th at bat. That was planned. Nothing's wrong. They just were giving him 4 at bats. Somerset ended up winning 8-1.
I have a question for you. Him getting the second hit at over 111 miles an hour off the bat. Is that a good sign for you that he's seeing it well and making good contact, or are you just crediting that to him being so damn strong that anything he makes contact with is going to be that hard?
A combo of both. Just I'm glad that he's hitting the ball that hard because the issue was both elbows, and it can't feel good if you're hitting the ball hard and your elbows are hurting you. He's facing Double-A pitching, so my concern is just get your timing and don't hurt yourself.
No, I agree, and it's one of those things where when guys throw hard at the major league level, he makes contact, the ball flies.
Right.
So I think right now you just want to see him make contact and see the ball, hit the ball, that kind of thing.
Right. But happy to see him in uniform. And it is always interesting to see major league guys in the minor leagues because 11 years ago, yeah, in 2014, my brother and I drove out to Moosic to see Scranton, and we saw Michael Pineda make a rehab start.
There was I forgot the year, but Derek Jeter played for Somerset at some point in time. I know for years.
Trenton. It was.
I thought it was both, but I could be wrong. I know.
No, Somerset wasn't a Yankee affiliate until recently. It was Trenton or Scranton, one of those two.
Oh no, you're right. It was Trenton because Trenton's no longer an affiliate. Yeah, you're right. It was Trenton. They had a really nice stadium actually too. I loved their stadium.
Yeah,
but,
I was supposed to see Phil Hughes when he was still a prospect, and I couldn't go. I mean, for not a good reason. It was not a good reason. It was an important reason because I had a death in the family. But I always think of that as like, wow, I could have seen baby Phil Hughes because
I don't know. It depends on who died because I honestly feel like a Phil Hughes rookie ball performance might be more important than whoever died. It depends on who passed.
It was an uncle.
Oh, okay. How close?
Yeah. Pretty no, very close. Yes, very close.
But I would say I know the Brooklyn Cyclones for years have had like Mets. I know I saw Noah Syndergaard pitch a rehab start there. Matt Harvey. This is a popular thing. These things are great for the minor league clubs, by the way, because they pack these teams often struggle with attendance, especially on a weekday. They really struggle with attendance, and to be able to get a full house in there for Giancarlo Stanton, pretty cool.
Right. Or at least a weekday before school ends. Then once school ends, then it's a little
better.
But
I don't know how New Jersey's. I think New Jersey schools are still in session, I believe.
Yeah, no, I'm saying it'll be better in a few weeks because I think
the best stadium that how many minor league parks have you been to? Is it a thing that you do? Or is it pretty much just major league parks?
I've been to Staten Island, Scranton, and the Potomac Nationals, and our independent league team. The New York Yankees.
So a few years ago, I actually have done the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs, which is the Philadelphia Phillies AAA, and their stadium. This is super baseball nerd, so bear with me. Their minor league stadium is designed after Shibe Park, which is the original ballpark the Phillies played in prior to Veterans Stadium. It's a much smaller version of Shibe Park, but it holds like 13,000 their minor league stadium. And the design outside is so beautiful. It's got the open air concept like the old stadium did. If you look up Shibe Park, you look up this stadium, it's so unbelievably cool. It's a bit of a drive from the New York area, I'm not going to lie. But super, super, super cool looking minor league stadium. The baseball nerd in me loves that, and most people don't know it. So
from what I remember of Potomac, because this was back in 2009, it was basically like watching a high school game because you were basically just sitting on bleachers. It wasn't anything.
Pretty cool though.
Yeah. It was.
Some of them have the grass seating. I know Lehigh Valley had the grass seating in the back where you could sit there. We had those bar stool seats that were right up against the outfield wall. They have to do stuff like that in the minors, make it a little more interesting.
That's how Scranton is.
Yeah, you have to do that because if you don't do it, people aren't going to show up.
Yeah, because we went to Stanton right after they remodeled it. And it is a really, really nice park. Like if you
they dumped a ton of money into that ballpark, right?
Yeah,
it's like a $50 million renovation or something.
The time and the patience to drive out to Scranton, it's not that far, but it's a pain in the butt depending on how you're getting there. Okay. If you take 84, it's a nightmare. I think going 80 to 81, I think is the route to go. That might be better. But it's so nice. I mean, of course, it was renovated like 11 years ago, so we saw it when it was brand new. But it's really, really pretty. And
I think it was like a $50 million renovation they put into it. They put a lot of money into that ballpark.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice. And
apparently, the Yankee Stadium too, the Steinbrenner Field down in Tampa, also is one of those. It's unbelievable how beautiful that stadium is.
Oh, does that count? Because I went to spring training and I was there, and that's a minor league park.
It's a minor league park. It is. I mean, technically, it's a major league park this year.
Right.
I do want to mention, we will discuss later in the week what the tentative game plan could be with Giancarlo Stanton once he's available. I don't personally feel like it's a must-have conversation right now because, again, I think they're going to take their time with Stanton. This is going to be a thing where he's not going to play in Fenway on the weekend. I think this is going to take its time. So it doesn't need to be discussed yet. I do want to mention, though, because it is noteworthy, that the issue they're going to have roster-wise, or at least lineup-wise, not really roster-wise, lineup-wise is going to be Stanton or Rice, who's going to play, where they're going to play. since we've started having that conversation briefly on the show, Ben Rice has, I think we reverse jinxed him maybe. Ben Rice has unbelievably cooled off. In his last 20 games, Stacey, and I don't know if people are really realizing this, but the Yankees certainly are, with his playtime decreasing a little bit. In his last 20 games, he's hitting 206 with a 247 on base and a 368 slugging. So it's not a huge sample size, but that is also not a good performance over a 20-game period. And whether it's 20 games, 10 games, 30 games, that gives the Yankees analytical department enough evidence to justify sitting him for Stanton.
Right.
So we'll see what winds up happening, but I wonder what you think before we hit the break. If you think that Stanton's imminent return is a mentally kind of affecting Ben Rice a little bit. Or is he just struggling?
I think he just might be in a rut right now because it's baseball, and unless you're Aaron Judge, who hasn't really slumped yet, you're gonna have down times. Like,
I'd agree with you. It's just not ideal for him.
Because I mean, he always knew that Stanton was going to be back. You know what I mean?
But it wasn't a talking point yet, so there was no need to get nervous about it.
Oh, I don't know.
Now that it's a talking point.
No, but they were asking him about it like
True.
as soon as the season started. So the reporters kind of put that into his brain, and in the beginning of the season, it wasn't bothering him. So this might just be a blip.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, coming up, we'll discuss Wednesday's pitching matchup, and we'll take a look around the league.
Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades, Supply House. And whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400-plus top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. And you need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for the trade pros looking for that extra edge, their free TradeMaster program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts available on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage, and now it's your turn. Join the TradeMaster program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, you can use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. And guys, great news. Not only do we cover your team every day, but we're also giving you instant episodes after every single game. You can find that available on the Locked On Yankees postcast. It's hosted by Jay Berman, and it's right here on the Locked On Yankees podcast feed. As well as streaming from our YouTube channel, you can get rapid reaction from all the biggest moments with the Locked On Yankees postcast. So, Stacey, Wednesday's game will be a prime video edition of Yankees baseball, as we mostly see on Wednesdays. It'll be Clark Schmidt, who's 2-3 with a 4.04 ERA, and he'll get Chris Bubich, who is 5-3 with a 1.43 ERA. One of the few guys in the American League with a lower ERA than Max Fried at this point.
Yeah.
And to my comment earlier that Max Fried should start the American League All-Star team, I make that comment based on the fact that his ERA is still in the ones, but he has 9 wins. Right. And Bubich has 5. Right. Big difference there.
Yeah. I mean, it's not always the starting pitcher's fault where.
No, especially in modern day baseball with the rate that they pull these guys. But, still, Max Fried should be the American League starter, in my opinion. I don't know if it sounds like a little bit of a Yankee homeboy, but I would say that I think Max Fried, with 9 victories.
No, but I think if you put their stats up, or 2 pitchers' stats in front of someone without telling them who they were, and you saw 9-1 with a 1.84, and you saw something else, you'd be like, oh yeah, the 9-1 guy should probably start the All-Star game.
I'd agree with you. So we'll probably, I would hope to see Max Fried. He'll be an All-Star for sure. We'll see where he winds up. He'll definitely pitch in the game too. So we'll see where that winds up. Stacey, from around the league, Roman Anthony, Red Sox top prospect, top overall prospect in all of baseball. He went hitless and had an RBI ground out in his debut for the Boston Red Sox the night prior. I didn't actually see, if you could do some expert radio stall tactic for me right here. I didn't see what he did in Tuesday night's game. So,
oh yeah, I don't even know what they did in Tuesday night's game.
They won 3-1.
I know the Blue Jays beat the Cardinals, and it got a little iffy there at the end, and the Cardinals almost made a comeback, and it was 10-9. And with the way the Blue Jays fans were reacting on social media, I thought they blew the game, and then I realized they actually won the game, which is always fun. I like watching other fan bases melt down. That's always fun for me, you know.
Lucas Giolito went 6 innings, no earned runs, so he really bounced back for the Red Sox. They won 3-1 over the Rays. Roman Anthony had 2 of the RBIs, but 1 double in the game and made a diving catch in right field. So he is back on track with his major league career, I guess.
Yeah, good for him.
Matt Chapman will head to the IL for the Giants. Apparently, it's a hand injury, and he's on the 10-day IL, but apparently that's a clerical reason. He's likely going to hit the 60-day IL following that. So really the Giants, who have been playing very well, by the way, and staying competitive in that NL West, that's a huge blow for them.
Yep.
Did you catch the end of the Angels-A's game? It I think finished after we went off the air last night. So this was a later game. Did you see the catch made by Denzel Clark?
I'm picturing it in my head.
I mean, everyone pretty much saw it across cover. If you follow baseball, love baseball, whatever. There was a few years ago, a player for the Yomiuri Giants in Japan made a similar catch to this, where it's almost as if he scales the wall like a cat, or Spider-Man, and reaches over the wall and basically catches the ball beyond the as if it's already crossed the wall. You got to check out Denzel Clark's. If you haven't seen it somehow, just search it on Google and pull it up. It might be the best catch you've ever seen.
Yeah, it's up there.
Good.
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing stuff. So
he catches the ball after it's past the wall.
Yeah,
it's not a regular Rob's home run. It's behind the wall. He
was almost bent over the wall, like reaching over the wall. Just
the athleticism in sports nowadays is.
Yeah, he's lucky. He's lucky he didn't flip over the wall and hurt himself with the way he was in that position.
And those walls in LA, by the way, are not short. Those are 10-foot, 11-foot walls.
No, I mean, he jumped up like it was, a 3-foot box. It was nothing.
It's outrageous. I mean, it's one of the greatest catches you'll ever see.
Yeah. So we have time before we have to go. So let's bring this up. It seems that for Old-Timers Day, they might have a softball game instead of a baseball game.
I have a strong opinion on Old-Timers Day. Do you want to give yours first?
Well, I know you don't really care about Old-Timers Day, but as someone who's gone to Old-Timers Day for almost longer than you've been alive, I like when they play the game. It's fun. I've seen Hideki Matsui hit home runs. I've seen Tina Martinez hit a home run. I've seen Nick Swisher hit a home run. I used to see Yogi Berra, Moose Skowron, Dr. Bobby Brown, all the old guys from the 40s, 50s, and 60s who are no longer with us. It's a fun tradition. And if you're not going to play a game, then don't have Old-Timers Day.
I don't have a problem with the ceremony to honor past players. I think it becomes a little Mickey Mousey when we do it every year. You don't need to have a ceremony honoring your past every single year. And if there's a team that can do it, it's probably the Yankees in sports. I will preface it with that. But the every year honoring our legends thing is not necessary. And the game that a lot of these guys don't want to play in, that don't care about and don't want to be a part of.
There's one guy.
Yeah.
It's one guy. It's Derek Jeter. He's the reason why.
Yep.
The other guys don't care.
No. It's just, I don't get it.
They don't mind playing. Mickey Rivers would still be playing.
Yeah.
He's 70.
But I don't think there's a lot of Yankee fans that need to go see them play. The ceremony, I think, is cool. I don't think we need to do it every year, honestly. But I think it's a cool concept, the ceremony. I don't have a problem with it. I just think to do it yearly kind of takes away the flair of it. I think if you did something like this every 5 years, it would be a bigger deal. But to do it every year, it's all right, they honored this guy last year. They honored him again and again and again and again.
Well, now they're doing teams, because they did 98, right? 2 years ago, which was cool because you got some guys that you hadn't seen at Old-Timers Day. Because that's the other thing. When they do honor individual teams, which is easy for the Yankees to do now because there's so many anniversaries and so many championships. And when they bring guys in that you literally haven't seen in decades to come back for Old-Timers Day, it's a lot of fun. When guys come back for their first time, it's a lot of fun to see them back in uniform and playing, because you watch them 20, 25, 30 years ago hanging out with the old timers when they were playing, and now they're old timers. So That's the
And I
fun
think
part for me.
Derek Jeter being a part of it adds a little bit of flair too, because for years he was at the Marlins and he didn't show up and stuff. So that's a big deal too. But do I need to see Jorge Posada in a Yankee jersey on the field again, or Mariano, or Andy Pettit? They're there every year. You know what I mean? It's every year with those guys, and it's fun. I get the novelty to it, but it becomes a little stale at a certain point. And do we need to keep seeing this?
That's why they need the game. That's why they need the game.
Do you like the game that much?
I do. I think it's a lot of fun watching these guys. It's funny watching them. And
you're watching old men try to play baseball.
Yes, that was the funniest part about it, because you knew what era a guy was from by how high his pants were. If they were up here, he was from the 40s and 50s, because that's how they wear their pants. You know what I mean? I like seeing the old guys. I do. It's a lot of fun. I like that tradition, and I'm mad that COVID and Derek Jeter ruined it.
Oh, the bummer. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't hit me as home as much as you do, but
yeah, that's because you're half my age. You don't get it.
No, I think it's cool honoring past players, and I like honoring past teams. And again, the Yankees can do it because they have the players to be able to do it. But it's just at a certain point, it's just we do it every year.
Yeah, that's the point. It's an annual Old-Timers game. It's one time a year.
I don't think we need it annually.
Yeah, well, you do.
I think we need it. I don't know what the word is for half decadely, every 5 years.
No, because guys might die in those 5 years. No, you want to.
We don't have a lot of those guys playing anymore. There's not a lot of those guys from the 50s and 60s anymore. They're still
exactly.
There.
That's my point. Because now it's getting to the point where the guys from the 70s and 80s are dying. I mean, Ricky Henderson died. He played in the 80s. Like, we're getting to that point now. I mean, yes, he was only like days away from turning 66, but you know, it's getting to the point now where the guys that I grew up watching are going to be in nursing homes soon, and I'll be soon to follow them.
Not too yet. I need a couple more years on Locked On Yankees first.
Yeah. All right. So coming up later in the week, we're going to discuss the Stanton stuff because he does need time to get ready. You know, like I know people will see, oh, he was 2 for 3 with a walk. He needs to come up now. No, he's not ready yet. He's not ready yet. And obviously, Fan Mail Friday, YouTube, go to the post tab, leave your questions. Insiders get those questions in. I know it's only Wednesday, but the deadline is Thursday at 5 p.m. So thank you for making Locked On Yankees your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. You get local analysis on a national scale. You can find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on YouTube or wherever you listen to your podcasts. So that'll do it for this edition of Locked On Yankees. I'm Stacey Gasulias.
And I'm Brian McKean. We'll catch you guys tomorrow.